We've been anchored alongside this adorable little beach on an island called Tawata for, I don't know, almost a week. We've been debating whether we should go to the Tuamotus with this weather window.
A beautiful spot, huh? This might be what we remember the Marquesas for.
Stephen is a very private person, so we will respect his wishes and not put him or his face on the internet. He lives here alone and he takes care of the plants, and understand that all these fruit trees are here for a purpose. They belong to someone and they're not just growing wild for cruisers to come and take all the fruit that they want. We've had a really beautiful time getting to know Stephen, and you know, he's been sharing with us all of his grapefruits and his papayas and his coconuts, and we've shared with him our satellite phone connection and gotten to know him a little bit, and yeah. It's a beautiful spot. I can understand why he wants to protect it. Weather 4D?
This is Weather 4D, our favourite app. So up here we have where we are in the Marquesas. Down here are the Tuamotu Atolls, where we're heading to next. This is a distance of about 500 miles to the outer layer, where we're heading to this one here, Fakarava.
Fakarava?
Really?
Can you say it again?
Fakarava is this one here. Anyway, so as you can see, there's the wind last night. The wind last night was patchy in these places, but it's started to fill in again now. We'll be leaving from up here, probably in about 10 to 15 knots of wind, and our aim is to get here in about 3.5 days. So we've got to average about 150 miles a day, which will keep us just ahead of the stronger winds as it fills in. These atolls used to be called, or maybe they still are, the dangerous archipelago.
The dangerous archipelago?
Yes, that's it. Because you can't see them until you hit them. One boat this season has been lost though. Unfortunately, it was an Animal 53 that got racked up on one of the atolls and the boat was abandoned. We've got to get going because we have the other considerations. We can only get into this atoll at slack tide. So it has to be daylight and slack tide. And we don't really have any tide tables. So we need to go over to see our friends and on the boat next door.
The other night, Ryan was getting into the dinghy off the back end of someone's boat, and he misstepped and fell in the water with his iPhone in his pocket. He was freaking out and flailing around like a fish. It was pretty funny. Anyway, this time was more successful. Don't fall in.
We brought you over the weather forecast. I don't know if I'm going to squeeze through there.
You'll be fine. Maybe.
Right, here we go, guys. So the weather forecast has just changed slightly, and the fact it's going to come in a little bit early. So you can have a calm couple of days out, but it looks like...
Yeah, the last few days will be quite windy.
But obviously I've got to time this trip and get there during the day and get there at slack tide. It's actually asking a lot, to be honest.
Oh well, but you can start planning like when you will arrive somewhere around here. Just manage with the sails.
Yeah, I'd like to arrive Sunday, so I'm trying to push off now.
15 meters! You got 3 more meters to go. Bye guys! That was a beautiful little island, but we are off to some even more beautiful islands, it turns out.
Alright, let's set the auto then, see what happens. No, this is no longer, let go. That's no longer the sensor.
It's not working, right?
Yeah, okay.
Our continuing adventure in autopilots. Our Raymarine is not working. You good munchkin. So, we're gonna have to move over to our backup Garmin.
Alright, Tash.
Yep.
You know where the Garmin is?
Yes.
When I say engage, engage the Garmin, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, now!
Okay. Wait, it's not even on. Yeah. Okay, now.
How's that doing? Good?
It seems to be holding. We've had this Raymarine installed twice now. The entire autopilot has been replaced in its entirety, and it broke on the Pacific crossing and it's not worked since. It's just frustrating. More frustrating than the broken ice maker.
You got the brake, okay? How many wraps you got?
We are sailing. 5 more days of this to go. How's she looking?
Good. When she's on course, she's fine. Every now and then the Garmin's sending us a little bit too far to starboard.
This is why we want our Raymarine to work.
We want our Raymarine to work, but it hasn't really consistently worked. Mahon, Palma, Mallorca, Gibraltar, Canary Islands, St. Martin, British Virgin Islands, US Virgin Islands, and Panama City. 8 Raymarine technicians or staff have now worked on our autopilot. 8. And it still doesn't work.
I found an island in the sun, hang out by the sea, build a beach house. I wanna hang out by the sea, build a beach house.
Checking the charts for us. Looking at the navigation.
Hang out by the sea, build a beach house.
I only just put out the lines a couple of minutes ago, thinking I'll just see what happens at sunset, and then they both started going off. But we lost one already. See what happens with this one.
Here's my hero here in action. late in the day. What do you think you got there, Tash?
I don't know. It doesn't look very big, but we're going so fast that it feels heavy. And we need to get to Fakarava at a specific time on Sunday, so we're reluctant to slow down. So we're just going to have to drag this fish in by brute force or lose it. We had a bit of a filming malfunction there, but we did get our little tuna on board here. That there is skipjack tuna. I just recently got a tip from a friend on how best to bleed it, and also there's a nice little diagram in the Cruiser's Guidebook to Fishing, Cruiser's Handbook to Fishing, and it shows where to cut the tuna and bleed it out behind the boat so that it doesn't get that strong fishy taste. 7 pounds. Dinner time!
So we left the Marquesas this time yesterday, heading over to the Tuamotu Atolls on our way to Tahiti. They are these little atolls which are basically a massive ring of coral with a couple or potentially just one entrance or even none. Alright, we come down here. This is where we're coming into Fakarava here. All of this is one big atoll. And this is the entrance here. So every time the tide goes out, all the water that wants to leave comes flying through here. And again, when the tide comes back in, it comes back in at the same place. So this is our entrance up here that we're heading towards. And this is the idea. We're going to come through this entrance when the tide is slack. Come through here, turn left during daylight so we can see the coral heads apparently that are around here. Work our way over to here and try and find somewhere to anchor. I think it's possible. I think we're going to give it our best shot. As I say, if the worst comes to worst, we end up just doing donuts outside the atoll entrance for 24 hours. Good morning. So this is the last morning of this little trip we've just done. We've been at sea for just shy of 3 days and we're coming into port now. And it looks like we're going to be not just in time for our weather window, but actually a little bit early. Last night we reduced our main to try and slow the boat down a little bit. We put in a second reef into the main and brought the boat speed down to about 6.5 knots. We're due to arrive this morning about 10:30. The sun's just come up now, so it's about 6 here. What have you done so far on this trip?
I've slept, I've cooked, I've read, I've practiced the guitar.
What did you cook? The sausage and eggs?
What'd you cook?
So far so good with this crossing then? Not very productive, but fast.
It's been the this has to be the fastest average speed we've ever done. It says here 7.6 average speed. We normally plan for 6.7. So that is amazing.
And what about just the two of us?
Just the two of us. We can make it if you try. Just, you mean the song?
Yes.
Oh, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Oh, just the two of us. Yeah, you and I. Oh, just the two of us. Building castle in the sky. Oh, just the two of us. Yeah, you and I. You look for love, no time for tears. Where's the water, all that is, and there will make no flowers grow. But Good things may come to those who wait, not to those who wait too late. We got to go for all we know. Oh, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Oh, just the two of us, yeah, you and I. Oh, just the two of us.